Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Here we go. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. What this life is about. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Here we go. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. It's about love and it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love and it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love and it's about service, it's about lending a hand.
Welcome to Unity Comox Valley, a positive path for spiritual living. Welcome wherever you are on your life's journey. Welcome wherever you are on your spiritual journey. Wasn't it great to see all those photos? Oh, it's so wonderful to see each other's faces. So thank you for sending in your photos. If you haven't done that yet, please do. It's not too late, because what we'd like to do is to show some more next week. So just email us a picture of yourself. And thank you to Joseph for stitching this all together so that we could see each other so beautifully. Affirmative prayer is the foundation of unity. We weave it into every aspect of our activities. As a spiritual center, a spiritual community, we have been holding one prayer since the beginning of Lent and throughout the season of Lent. Lots has happened since we started this prayer in mid-February, and yet this has always been our foundation and our starting place. So if you would join me, please. I am one with infinite spirit. I am created in the image of wholeness, the blueprint of perfection. I lovingly release everything that stands in the way of my being restored to my natural state of wholeness. Divine life floods my consciousness with divine energy, healing my body, harmonizing my emotions, and renewing my mind. I am aligned with the positive flow of the universe. Every breath fills me with gratitude and reminds me of my spiritual perfection. Unity Comox Valley is a vibrant, healthy, prosperous, spiritual community, transforming lives and centered in God, creating a world that works for all. And so it is. Today is Easter Sunday, but let's just back up for a moment. If we had been meeting in person, we would have gathered on Good Friday to have a Good Friday service. In Unity, we look at Good Friday as a metaphor for letting go, for releasing everything that is not contributing to our well-being, everything that is standing in the way of our happiness and our joy. So during Lent, we had a great resource, didn't we? Our Lenten booklet, which had daily readings of things to fast from, things to let go of, things like apathy and resignation and impatience and fear and what else was there? Anxiety and worry. So we have let go, and that is symbolized by the crucifixion. But we do not stop there. Life does not stop there. We move ahead, as life does, to the Easter Sunday experience, symbolized by resurrection, new life, freedom. The image of dawn is in Act 1 for Easter. And I know there are many spiritual communities and churches that have sunrise services on Easter morning. So dawn represents what? Newness, possibilities, potential, new understanding, light. Dawns are not a once-in-a-lifetime event. They happen over and over and over again. And so does the powerful message of Easter. Easter is a perpetual experience. Every time I go to Unity Village, I always go to the archives and visit and just walk around and just see what grabs my attention. Sometimes I'm drawn to the old photographs and I get to see pictures of Myrtle Fillmore or tents scattered all over Unity Village for a Unity revival in 1921. The apple orchards and the people with their horse and buggies lined up to come to Unity Farm and get fresh produce. So one time I was in there, and perhaps it was around Easter time, and I saw something that really caught my eye. And this was the title: "You are unfettered, unbound, triumphant, glorious, and free." Well, I couldn't resist that. So I went and looked at the booklet and read some of it. And the booklet was by Martha Smock, who was one of the first editors of the Daily Word back in the 1940s. And this is what she has to say about Easter. The beginning of your freedom lies in your own mind. The freedom to be all that God created you to be, is yours. Not someday, but now. Do not put off your freedom. You have the power through the Spirit of God in you to be all that you have longed to be. You have freedom to grow, to unfold, to express the God qualities within you. The beginning of your freedom lies in your own mind. It is yours, not someday, but now. So how can we embody the resurrection experience? Unfettered, unbound, triumphant, glorious. The first step is remembering our true nature, our spiritual identity, as creations of all that is good, of all that is holy, of all that is sacred. But we are kind of like seeds. It's springtime. Perhaps you have some seeds at home. I went through my gardening things and found a couple of packages of seeds. Perhaps you have some of these in your home. So here are mine, in their packages, unplanted. Yes, they have potential to be sweet peas and chard. But what happens if we do not plant them? Nothing happens. In the same way, we have within us the potential for great love and for goodness. Each one of us, every single one of us, has the same potential. And yet, it requires some movement on our part. It requires us to take action. If we leave our potential untouched, for whatever reason, nothing happens. It lies dormant like a seed. How will we ever experience the fullness of life if we never plant the seed? How could we possibly enjoy the fruit? Or in this case, the chard and the snow peas, the sweet peas, if the seeds just remain like this? If you want to experience the resurrection, we need to be the resurrection. You'll remember, I'm sure, a song that we have sung in the past, and we will sing again. And some of the lines are this: be the love you are. Remember that song? Be the love you are. Shine the light you bear. Know the joy of life. Be the love you are. Even though we celebrate Easter one day of the year, it's so important to remember what this one day symbolizes: the movement from the tomb to the fullness of life. Every time we bring ourselves back to center, we are having a resurrection experience. Every time we release a belief that has been holding us down or holding us back, we have made a resurrection. Every time we feel hopeless, and then remember that there is one presence, one power in all the universe, we have experienced resurrection. Every time we pull ourselves back from fear and onto the path of love and compassion, we have experienced resurrection. Do not take these small resurrections lightly. They are profound. They are powerful. This is how we learn to master a craft or an art, don't we? By practicing over and over again, by experiencing the process, by remembering to engage in the process. We do this by practice, and we do this by rolling away the rock in front of the tomb. This is what that is. Moving from crucifixion to resurrection is rolling away the rock and letting the light in and letting our light out. We are free, we are unlimited right now. Let's take that thought into our time of prayer and contemplation. Divine energy flows through me, healing my spirit, body, and soul. Healing my spirit, body, and soul. As we begin this time of prayer and contemplation, I invite you to take a few moments to relax and center yourself. Perhaps taking a few deep breaths or closing your eyes helps you to do this. As we move through the experience of crucifixion to resurrection, let go of the thoughts and beliefs that have held you in bondage, that have kept you back, that have tied you down. You are not bound by anything, any person, any situation. When you let go of limiting and binding thoughts, you find that conditions, persons, and circumstances no longer have any power over you. Lift yourself above the limitations of your life. Transcend, for the moment at least, all that has seemed to bind you, to stand in your way, all that has frustrated you or made you unhappy. Hold to the realization that you are an expression of spirit that transcends all things. You are freer than you think. Breathe into the idea that spirit within is unfettered, unbound, triumphant, splendid, glorious, and free. As you hear these words, take them in so that you can feel the truth of them. That you are unfettered, unbound, triumphant, splendid, glorious, and free. You will feel an inner freedom that has nothing to do with circumstances, with conditions, past or present, with what you have thought of yourself or what others have thought of you. This inner freedom will sustain and uphold you as you go about the activities of daily living. You will feel free, you will be free, for you are spirit. Unbound, unlimited, all wise, all loving, all powerful. I'm going to share some affirmations, and the invitation is to take them in as your own words and give them a home in you. Today, I remember that life is eternal. Today, I remember that life is eternal. As I let go of the old, I take on the life and light of my divinity. As I let go of the old, I take on the life and light of my divinity. Rebirth and renewal ignite new hope in me. Rebirth and renewal ignite new hope in me. My heart is open to the new life bubbling within. My heart is open to the new life bubbling within. I delight in the new creation that is unfolding. I delight in the new creation that is unfolding. The spirit of joy fills me and my life with wonders. The spirit of joy fills me and my life with wonders. And the message of Easter: I am free, I am unlimited. I am free, I am unlimited. It is no mistake that we are alive right now. We have a purpose in these times. We may not know the specifics of what it is, or how, or when we are going to be able to shine our light on a situation, but what we do know is that when we start with love and with joy, the outcome is always perfect and right. Randy Jacobs, our good friend who was with us for several months in the past, sent an Easter message for us. So please enjoy her right now.
Hey everybody. It brings me great joy to be a part of your service today. And I invite you to come along with me while I bring joy to this message. You know, joy is something that is very important that each of us experience on a regular basis, isn't it? And it is crucial that we bring joy to other people. Now, more than ever, there's a tremendous need for joy in this world. And joy can come in many forms, can't it? It can be an encouraging phone call. It can be a fun interaction with somebody. And it can be watching a very humorous program on TV. The point of joy is it's something that is so uplifting and really changes the energy of a situation, and it is so necessary. As far as I'm concerned, when it comes to joy, I say, bring it on. I'd like you to imagine that you have an invisible backpack on your back. And in that backpack is joy. And you can take out and experience joy at any time from that backpack. You can also take joy out of the backpack and give it to other people. The interesting aspect about that backpack is this, is the backpack never gets empty. There is an unending supply of joy. As soon as joy goes out of that backpack, more comes in. And that is because joy is within you, and joy comes from source. Joy comes from God. And we know this because it is reported that Jesus said in John 15:10, "My joy may be in you, and that your joy may be complete." Now this is John 15:10. In John 15 and 16, this was a really important time in the life of Jesus. It was a time period when Jesus was spending his last few days really with the disciples. And Jesus knew that his crucifixion would be coming soon. And that was why Jesus wanted to give really crucial information that the disciples would be needing, because Jesus knew that he would not be on the earth plane for that much longer. Interestingly enough, in John 15:16 especially, in my opinion, there's information that was given to the disciples that is also really important information for us as we travel on our spiritual journey. And Myrtle Fillmore, our Unity co-founder, really believed in the importance of joy. She said that it was important to cultivate and to radiate joy. And she said that joy sends its shining beams throughout the consciousness. It dissipates all doubting states of mind, all fears, and all apprehension. Joy is a choice. We can choose to bring joy to our awareness and to experience it. And we can also choose to radiate joy and bring it to other people. Joy is within us, and it's our choice whether to bring it forward and to manifest it. And you know, joy is a really important part of abundance. Now, many people, when they think of abundance, they think of prosperity, and that's true. But abundance is about more than money. Abundance is about more than prosperity. Joy is a vital part of abundance. Now, according to the universal law of increase, as we generate joy and as we give away joy, our joy will increase. And as we give joy to others, not only will the joy all around us increase, but the people that we give joy to, they will start to generate and experience a lot of joy in themselves and also to the people around them. Therefore, if you want to experience joy in your life, it's important that you realize that joy comes from within, and it is your choice whether to bring that to your awareness and to bring it forward, because as you do so, you will experience more joy. We are agents of joy. We are truly very potent joy manifestors. And when we're not feeling very joyful, that's especially a good time to experience some joy, to make a point of doing something that will make us feel joyful. Now, some people say to me, they say, Randy, I don't really know how to be very joyful. And I say to them, what search engines do you use? When you want to know something, how do you find out about it? And they usually say, well, I go to Google. And I say, well, okay, so look up in Google how to experience more joy in your life, and you'll get some ideas. And just for fun, I looked it up and I said, how do I experience more joy in my life? And the responses and that popped up were amazing. Everything from 4 easy ways to experience more joy in your life to 6 steps, 7 steps, and even 50 ways, 50 options to increase the joy in your life. And they were on such websites as unity.org, Psychology Today, and Time Magazine, just to name a few. And there were so many tips and ideas on these websites on how to experience more joy in your life. And some common themes were, it's important to prioritize joy, it's important to make time for it, and go out and try new joy experiences. And there were so many, many more options available. And I invite you, if you want more joy in your life, to Google it and find out how you can have more joy in your life. And if you're already a joyful person, good for you. Remember the law of increase. If you amplify it and ramp it up, you're going to have even more joy in your life. So when it comes to joy, bring it on. Life is meant to be enjoyed, isn't it? So even when times may be rough, know that you can bring joy to a situation. You can bring joy to the environment. You can bring joy and experience joy yourself. You have at your fingertips the ability to bring more joy to your life, to have a life that is so joyful. Practice bringing joy to your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Express joy every day and share joy with others. And remember, if you remember nothing else from this message that I'm giving you, remember this. When it comes to joy, bring it on.
Where is your joy going right now? How are you spreading joy in your world, no matter how big or small that is right now? Randy reminds us of 3 things. We are agents of joy, to make joy a priority, and to practice joy all the time. It was so great to see her, wasn't it? And to hear her voice. Even though we are not taking a love offering collection at this time, of course, I would still like to take a moment to center ourselves in the knowing that we are abundantly provided for. With joy in our hearts and our minds, please join me in our blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. One more time. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Before we close, I would like to remind you that there are 4 touch points so that you can stay connected with your spiritual family. Every Sunday, there will be a service like this on our website. You can listen to it at any time. You can listen to it over again if you like. And the previous Sunday services will always be on the website as well. Every Wednesday, there is a pre-recorded meditation. So please check in on Wednesdays and enjoy some quiet, centered, peaceful time. The previous meditations are also on the website. You can find them. Let's see. And then there's our newsletter, which is going out twice a week now, Mondays and Fridays. So this is another way that we stay connected with each other. Please take time to read it. It's full of information and inspiration. Many of you have asked how to make your donations to Unity Comox Valley. If you go to the newsletter, right at the bottom there, you'll see that there are 3 ways that you can continue to do that. And thank you. Please phone us. Send us an email. We appreciate your feedback and your thoughts about how we are being these days as a virtual spiritual community. We are here to serve you, so let us know how we can do that even better. Will you join me in the prayer for protection? The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. The Christ in me greets the Christ in you. Let's close with our peace song.